Hello, good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for coming and showing up tonight. Welcome to the Freedom Formula. We're going to be talking all about how we can create more freedom, more movement, more profit in your salons this evening. Super excited to have you here with me. Now, I'm just going to open the chat, and if you'd like to come and say hello, I'd love to hear from you. Sometimes when I'm doing these events, these webinars, these trainings, sometimes it feels like I'm just talking to a group of people who aren't saying anything back to me. So it's really lovely when I get comments and interactions in my comment box, because it makes me feel connected to all of you. So I'm going to be hosting your training tonight. Hello, Skip. My name is Hollie Power. Welcome, Skippy. Lovely to have you here in the room. I know Skippy, she's fabulous, one of our community salon owners. Yeah, really excited to bring this training to you, because we're really focusing on helping you move your business to the next level, and helping you get all that extra money in your bank, but also all that extra free time so you can actually do the things in life that really matters to you. So I'm just going to share my screen. Hopefully you can all see. Oh no, you won't be able to see it yet because I haven't pressed the right button. I'm a little bit all over the place at the moment, folks, because I've just moved house and I am crazily trying to get all settled and sorted, but I am getting there. It is coming and it's just happening. It's very exciting. Right, okay, so hopefully you can see on the screen. Right, if anybody can let me know if you can see my freedom formula, how successful salon owners escape the hamster wheel and build six-figure businesses that run without them. Is that on your screen, folks? Let me know. Yes, excellent. It is wonderful news. Thank you very much. Yeah, really looking forward to hosting this all this evening tonight, because what we're going to be talking about is how the successful salon owners escape the hamster wheel and build six-figure businesses that run without them. And this is a really important subject matter at the moment, because we're in a place at the moment where we are shifting and dramatically changing the way we run our salons. And I want to really help you to understand the simple steps that you can be taking at the moment to make this shift, because a lot of businesses aren't keeping up, and it's really relevant at the moment. So I'm going to be flicking between the two screens. We don't have Ryan in the comments tonight, so I'm going to be jumping between. So if you leave a comment or put something in there, the messages, I will be jumping back and forth just to make sure that I am answering you and chatting to you. And if you'd love to tell me your name, where in the country you are, I would love to say hi to you, because it makes it really lovely when I can connect with the audience as well. Now, there's a few things that I really know about you, and one of them is that you are really committed to the development of your business at the moment. I don't know where you are in the country, I'd love to hear, but I'm sat in the sunny South Coast, and the sun is beaming through into my garden room next to me right now. And the fact that you have chosen to come and spend this time working on yourself, working on your business, is massively powerful. And I just want you to give yourself a little round of applause, because a lot of people would just sort of think, oh, do you know what, actually, I'd like to be doing something else. But this is when the shift happens. This is when you start to get the results. It's the people who show up for their businesses, because, you know, we're not playing softball anymore. We need to be really pushing ourselves forward, moving our businesses in the right direction to get the results that we want. So if you're here tonight, I know that you care about your business. I know it's important to you. I know it has massive value, and probably your heart and soul has been poured into it, as it so often is in our industry. I know that you're showing up for your business because you're showing up right now and you're here. I know that you probably carry the weight of the business. And if you are the owner of the business, which you most likely are if you're here tonight, you probably are feeling like you're absolutely overwhelmed with everything that's happening in and around your business at the moment. But you're the person who keeps absolutely everything moving, and you're the person who's making all the decisions, and you're the person who's getting all the stress, and the buck ends with you. but you probably end up feeling like the business is absolutely running you. And my big goal really is to mean that you're running your business and your business isn't running you, because I've experienced both sides of the coin and I know what it's like when your business totally takes over your world. That's what I really want to focus on tonight. So that is going to be our main goal. And I just want to add, I'm not talking theory tonight. It's Sarah from sunny Glasgow. Nice to know you got the sunshine up there as well, Sarah. What we're talking about today, a lot of business mentors who work across all different fields, not our industry necessarily, they talk a lot about theory. They talk a lot about, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to create, this is what we're going to do with AI and all that sort of stuff, which is brilliant, right? And it's great to come up with concepts, okay? But sometimes you don't need a concept. Sometimes you need to know what is working in real time. And what I'm talking about tonight is what is actually working right now in the salon world, real salons, real owners, real results, all in the current climate, because that's who we're working with every day. And that's where we're seeing the transitions happen. So we're not just coming out with a load of sort of fuzz that might help your business. This is the stuff that's actually making the difference at the moment. I don't want you to fall behind, because some salons are going forward, some not so much. I want you to be going forward, but we need to understand what's happening in industry, right? Because the industry's changed. There's really no escaping it, and there's nothing we can do about it other than ride the wave, see what's happening, understand what's happening, and use it to our advantage in business. So that's really what we're going to go through today. You're going to have to keep up in business right now, okay? There's a shift and we need to be on top of it. Now, every time I do any of these trainings, it's always really, really important to me that what I'm bringing to you is value, and that actually I'm showing you good value from people who've experienced the work that I already do, okay? Because I don't want to waste your time. I want to make sure that you're getting something. So I have this tradition that I like to just read through, old testimonials or some messages I've had recently from people who have told me how they're feeling about the work that we're doing with them and how powerful it is. And I'm just going to share one with you because it's really relevant. This is from Helen, and she said, working with these guys, and she means me, Ryan, and our team members, Luby and Sadia as well, have taken me from a mobile nail tech mentality into a true businesswoman in training. I went from not knowing how I'd pay my bills or staff to transitioning to a clinic, refurbishing and building something I'm genuinely proud of. The confidence I've gained in myself and my business is incredible. Joining this program is life-changing. Thanks, Helen. Now, the thing is, and here's the truth, many salons are absolutely flying at the moment, right? They're doing really, really well. And like I said, we're seeing it firsthand, right? So we know who's doing well, we know who's struggling. And more than are surviving and thriving are failing at the moment. And there's a big run of salons who are really, really struggling at the moment. So the question, I guess, for you is, which one are you? Are you flying in business at the moment, or are you failing? Or are you teetering on the edge? And it could go either way. As I will talk about consistently through this whole process tonight, we have to shift our perspective on business, right? I've been in the salon world for 15 years or so. No more than that, 2009, 17 years. And there has been a dramatic change in how businesses are run. But my perspective, I've always been in the back end of the business element as well. So I've really, really seen how important it is to transition from that mindset of therapist to mindset of CEO. And that's where the people who are really thriving at the moment, that's where their mindset is headed. So why are some so successful? What is it that they're doing? I can promise you it's not luck, right? There are no spells being made. This is not magic. It's not about perfect timing. We have all gone through the same things in the world recently, the cost of living crisis and the pandemic and all that stuff that we don't even really like talking about anymore. Hikes in prices, hikes in our suppliers, in fuel, everything else. We're all dealing with this stuff, right? So nobody's got perfect timing. There's no magic pill here, okay? We're not promising that we can fix everything overnight and change the business and triple your revenue by tomorrow. But what we can talk about is systems and structures, because that is what we're needing now in business. The whole concept of build the business, then people will come, doesn't work anymore. Doesn't apply anymore. You have to start thinking about the business from a business perspective, building from the base upwards to create that strength, which is Diet Coke, feeling a bit hiccupy. That's what I'm going to share with you today. So if you want to hear what I've learned coaching salon owners for the last 12 years, because I've been doing this in August, it will be 12 years since we launched the Salonology brand. These are salon owners who make more money and they're working less hours. Does that sound good to you? Owners who stop firefighting and start leading. And owners who finally get their life back without the salon falling apart. This is the big fear for so many salon owners, that if you step away, the business won't survive, that it's not strong enough without you right at the helm, leading every day. But there's ways you can build that into your business, so your business is still strong, even if you step away. It's foundational work, a bit like building a house. You know, a strong gust of wind with no foundations is going to take the house down. If you put the foundations in place, then the business will withstand what it needs to. Okay, so listen up. That's what we're going to be talking about today. And here's what you're going to be learning. Secret number one is why being fully booked is often making you poorer. This is probably going to blow your mind, because this is what we have always believed and always been taught in industry. Okay, being fully booked is the key to success. It is the answer. And why busy no longer equals successful. This is all part of the shift, which I'm going to cover tonight for you. I'm also going to talk to you about the most important piece of information that I need you to know in your business if you want to take the next step. Right? If you want more profit, more traction, more freedom in the business, you need to know this piece of information. Sorry if you can hear my dog just shaking around. He's just jumped off the sofa. He might come and say hello if we're lucky. Little Maverick, or coming up to say hello. Why environment, and this is secret number 3, why environment and structure matter, and how placing yourself in the right space with the right framework can put you in the top 1%, even if you work alone. And this is important here because for many of us, we think that the same things don't apply if we work independently. But the entrepreneurial, the solopreneur, I suppose it would be called, concept of an independent business owner working with no team has huge longevity at the moment as well, just as much as a salon with many, many staff. They both are fabulous, fabulous models if you get them right. And I think because we think, well, I'm working alone, that means I have to do everything. It's quite difficult to understand how we can step into that CEO mentality when we feel so much at the front of house of our business. But it's all doable, it's all possible. We do it with people all the time. So we can get you to those places. Absolutely. So who's this training for? Just to make sure that you're in the right place and you're not going to waste an hour or so of your time tonight. Established salon owners, solo with a team, who are already running a profitable business. You'd have wanted to have been open for at least 2 years. You need to be skilled and experienced in your field. The reason why is because the way that we're building the structure in businesses nowadays, how we're working with salon owners, we need you to have that longevity in your business, that basis, but also to be quite focused on what it is that you want to achieve, because this is all part of the puzzle and how to get to that next stage in business. But I'm guessing if you're here, you're stuck at a plateau. That's what I want to help you with. You might be working too many hours and you're absolutely exhausted. Struggling to delegate, massive thing in industry. Delegation skills are not something that most of us were birthed with, because the way we build our businesses, the way we start our salons, possibly overwhelmed by decisions. This can be really scary for us when we just don't know which path to take. And when people are confused, they don't make decisions. So it can be really scary when we're trying to choose which direction to move our business into. Maybe constantly firefighting. This is a really big one. This is about reactivity versus proactivity in business. So when you're a salon owner, what we really want to do is be more proactive. We want to have things ahead planned. But because of how our salons operate, we're reacting every day. So instead of planning ahead where we should be in 6 weeks' time, 2 months' time, we're dealing with the problems that are kicking up on a day-to-day basis and firefighting. And it's holding us back from growing our business. Maybe this is a really big one. You're feeling guilty when you're not in the salon, but you're absolutely exhausted when you are. And guilt comes in massively for salon owners, often mum guilt as well is a really big one. So a lot of stuff that we work with and consider when we put our work in place. And if you've been thinking that I've got a business here, it's really good business, I've got a great team, or I'm really good at what I do, I've got an amazing network of clients, but it's just not giving me the numbers, it's just not giving me the money, then this is for you. Okay. Have you ever felt like that? I'd love to know if that's something that's gone through your mind. Again, hair, beauty, aesthetics. If you want more profit, more freedom, better systems, a clearer plan, you're exactly who I made this for. So, excuse me 1 second. I have to keep lubricated when I'm talking non-stop. So who's this not for? It's not for everyone. If you're a therapist, you're working for somebody else, this training isn't for you. If you're brand new in the salon industry, amazing, congratulations and welcome. But we probably can't help you in this particular training. This is for established salon owners. There are some fabulous coaches and mentors out there who are amazing at helping newer people in industry. It's really not for anyone looking for a quick fix. And if you are in any kind of financial difficulty, we are going to be talking about investment in this process tonight as well, so it might not be the right place for you. We're not here to take people's money when they are struggling and stressed with false promises. That's not how we operate. So this is really for established businesses that do have profit and are looking to break through to that ceiling and get to that whole new level, that whole new world of abundance in the salon world. So if you're established, profitable and ready to break through, you are absolutely in the right place. Now, why should you listen to me? You might never have seen me before. You might think, who on earth is this woman jumping about on my screen? I'm going to give you a brief overview of who I am. I'm Hollie Power. You might be familiar with Ryan. Ryan's my business partner. I built, I grew, I sold one of the most successful day spas in Bournemouth, right? But I had no team when I started my business. I had just a couple of treatment rooms. I had no industry qualifications and no experience, okay? So I did not go and work in a salon first. I wasn't even a qualified beauty therapist. I had an opportunity, a space to start a business, and I decided to go into the salon world and start a day spa with absolutely no knowledge of the industry at all, which might seem like a crazy move, but it was a really good thing to do because it meant that I had to look at the business from a business perspective and build it from the outside in, which was what we did really successfully. I sold the salon in 2020, about 6 weeks before COVID hit, for a very comfortable sum of money. It's been a fabulous journey to get all the way through and to be able to do this and to be able to help other people to achieve a similar result. Now, the spa was built into an absolutely thriving business. There's a picture of one of our rooms there. We had a big lounge with 9 treatment rooms. We had 2 relaxation lounges. We had full spa facilities, 12 team of 12 at the peak. It was a 7-day operation. We were 7 days a week, pretty much all through Christmas, New Year, Easter, so on and so forth. There were multiple awards. And we had top TripAdvisor ranking locally as well. So we did all the base work to turn this into a thriving business. Between us, Ryan and I have done a whole ton of stuff in industry. We've spoken on industry stages multiple times between us. We've both done Pro Beauty London, Pro Beauty North, Olympia Beauty when it was still named that. We've both hosted stages. Ryan's hosted many stages. I've spoken for software companies on stages. Ryan's spoken for software companies in Ireland on stage. We've both done tons and tons of training, speaking, educating in business across the industry. We've run multiple salon business summits, which are our own summits that we run exclusively for one of our communities. They are fabulous, fun, inspirational, invigorating, very, very motivational, and we run them annually. We've hosted events at Olympia. Ryan has written 2 Amazon bestsellers on salon marketing. He really is a bit of a marketing guru. And we've helped thousands of salon owners through our Salonology mentoring brand. And we absolutely love what we do, super, super passionate. But here's the part that I'm proudest and I share the most. And that's when I had my spa, by the end, I worked 2 days a week and the business ran profitably without me, which I know is a goal for so many salon owners. And we really went into this because so many people would say, how have you made this possible? How can you just have a business that operates and you can go and do whatever you like? And there were times when I was literally off gallivanting around the world, 10, 12 holidays a year, and the salon not only funded it, but ran itself in my absence. So even when I was away, I was still generating an income and a profit into my business. And that is what we help salon owners create. So that sounds like something exciting for you and something you would like to be able to do. Then let's talk more. I'm also a qualified hypnotherapist, which is a slight change of pace from the other elements that we teach, which are quite business minded. However, I'm super emotional. I'm super aligned with people. I'm very empathetic. And I started to notice these trends with the clients in industry. And that is that they didn't have the self-belief systems in place. They didn't think that they were able to charge their worth. Load of guilt that was being carried around, a lot of overwhelm. So I trained in hypnosis, and there was a deeper story about why I did it as well, and hypnotherapy, so I could help salon owners to shift past those deep-rooted limiting self-beliefs that was stopping them from getting the results that they want. And that's all part and package of what I do in my job. So yes, I do teach business strategy, but I also understand those invisible patterns that are holding salon owners back. I've seen them, I've felt them, I've experienced them, I've watched them, I've fixed them in some of our clients too. But blocks like the fear of raising prices, and I think we can all be familiar with that one. We have all at one point or another feared a backlash from putting prices up, feared worry about people responding negatively to prices going up, the guilt of stepping away and thinking I can't leave the business, or if I go and spend my Saturdays having brunch with my friends, or my staff are going to be upset. The need to please, saying yes, not setting boundaries in business is a huge one. The pressure to be everything to everyone. You're trying to be, the best therapist that you can be whilst running a business, or the best stylist you could be whilst running a business. That's really, really tough. And the identity, if I'm only valuable if I'm working. And this is the mindset of exchanging money for time, okay, or time for money. This is how we've believed we can grow businesses, is by literally saying, I'll give you an hour of my time and I will do this in that time and you pay me this amount of money, and seeing that as the only option in growing the business. So this is a big part of what I do. That's why our results go so deep. We don't just change the business here at Salonology, we change the owner. Okay, so it wasn't always this way in my business, right? So when I talk about the success and everything that we had, we working 2 days a week, how fabulous it was, how I've gone on to do all this additional training, how we've helped all these people. This didn't just come off the back of nothing. It came off the back of my very, very own unique journey. And here is what changed for me. So when I first opened my spa, I believed that I had to be at the front of house running that business each and every day. And as the business grew, we started to open more days or later hours, I was there from open to close every single day. I started to recruit staff. I had managers, I had supervisors, I had a team, okay? But we were busy. We were a really busy business, and like kind of a bit crazy, like too much, maybe not the right kind of business. And I didn't have the formula right. Okay, because what we'd done is we opened this place and it kind of, we did some marketing, the business grew, we got a system in place and it was going well, but it was a house of cards waiting to fall down. And this is actually what happened. So this little girlie in this picture here, which doesn't look like now, that was 10 years ago, that's my little niece, Sophia. Little light of my life. I don't have my own children. So Sophia is literally like the child that I never had, because she's a mini version of me. She's now a lot older, 15, and has a boyfriend. So everything's totally changed. But back here, when she was my little cutie pie, she was coming up to her birthday party. And it was going to be a Minnie Mouse inspired birthday party. We have a big Disney connection. That photo there is actually taken in Disney World in Florida when she was 5 years old. And we had planned this wonderful magical party for her. Everything was, super, super planned out. My best friend had made this incredible Minnie Mouse cake. We had everything in motion. We'd got a space, a venue, invites, cakes, food, everything. and we were all very excited. All the family were coming down to celebrate. It's a big deal in our family. And I got a phone call the morning of the birthday party from my staff. Hollie, you need to come in. One of our staff members have called in sick. And I missed my niece's birthday party. And this might not seem like a big deal, but it was a huge deal to me, but it was an even bigger, huge deal to her. And that poor little girl was pretty devastated. I made a choice right then. I was never going to let business do this to me again. I was allowing my business and my team to control me. That is not a healthy place to be in business. We need to be controlling the narrative and what we do. So I decided that I'm going to learn how to run the business properly. I need to understand the foundations. I need to get more attuned with the business. I need to put some systems in place. I needed to understand the foundations and what made the business operate. I needed to get around people who knew business better than I do, because there was no Salonology when I had my salon. I didn't have anybody to go to. I didn't have any mentors. I didn't have anybody who I knew had a salon. I needed help, and I needed to build something that could run without me. And that was what I decided to do there and then. And I needed help to do this, but help comes with a price. It's not free. Okay, good quality help is never going to be free. But I have to change the way my business ran. And if I could get the right people to help me, they'd elevate me to the next level to make sure that I could afford them and go way, way beyond and build the business that I want. I knew I'd have to get comfortable delegating, and that my business would have to be able to operate if I was there or not. And that if I wasn't there, that there were always a solution to the problems. I had to start treating my business like a business, because it wasn't just a salon, it was a business. And this is what we so often forget. We think because it's our heart and soul, because we're doing great things for people, we're connected to our clients, that we aren't legitimate businesses. But hey, if you're exchanging money for the services that you're doing, you are a legitimate business, and you need to treat your salon as one, however big or small that is. But of course, that's really scary. It's really scary to think about making your business a business, right? Thinking about your business from a business perspective, not worrying about so much about the diary, but worrying about how everything's operating in the background and understanding that stuff. Because the industry has a lesson to teach you. And you've probably realized yourself that the teachings haven't changed when it comes to college and education in our industry, but the industry and the world has changed. So it means that we are behind, because people are coming out and they're still being taught to run salons the way we were taught 10 years ago. And that is the concept of fill the diary and work harder and squeeze more in. And fill the diary, work harder and squeeze more in. And fill the diary and work harder and squeeze more in, and so on and so forth, and what have you. And whilst I'd happily go and spend money out on expansions in the spa, we had 3 expansions in the time that I owned it. As my Mustang GT that I bought, I love my cars, I'm into my supercars. Expensive machines, we had a HIFI machine, cryolipolysis machine, ultrasound, and shoes with red soles. I was really, really happy to spend the money on that. But the scariest part, I didn't want to spend the money on myself, because my education in the salon industry, in the business world, if I started to spend money on myself to develop my business and take myself to the next level, there was something scary that I'd have to admit. And that is that I didn't know it all. And I don't know it all. I don't know it all now. I know a lot, but I don't know it all. And that was a big thing for me to decide. Actually, do you know what? I need some help. That's a really, really scary thing to say, because we are so fiercely independent in our industry. We come into the salon world and we think, yeah, I've got this. People might have been negative around you as to, you taking the path that you took, and, oh, how can you make money being a salon owner? You don't make any money in the beauty industry. It's just painting nails. We all know it's not. We know it's a lot more than that. But sometimes you have to look at how you get to that next step. And that's what I was scared to do. I had to start treating my salon like a business, not just a reactive machine, because everything could fall apart in one day. And the way that we used to run the salons, the way that we've been taught, the way we've been doing it, because what worked in the marketplace doesn't work anymore. It's changed. And a new method has joined the chat. Who's ready? Okay, so secret number 1. Secret number 1. My being fully booked is making you poor. Excuse me. So this is probably the element that's going to blow your mind the most, okay? Because we have always believed that being fully booked is the answer, okay? It is the most dangerous belief in the salon industry. It's actually potentially ruining your business. And not because being fully booked isn't a great thing, as long as it's the right business, the right way, of course, that's a great thing. But the problem is it becomes our focus, right? That is the answer and solution in our head to our problems being fully booked. That's what we need to do to have the business and the lifestyle that we want, right? Busy equals successful in our head. And when your diary's full, you have all these other feelings that come up, okay? And this isn't just about paying bills at the end of the month. This is about the fact that you feel wanted. You know, when you come in on a Monday and you look at your diary for the week ahead and you're like, shit, we're so busy. This is amazing. Look how busy we are. It makes you feel validated. It makes you feel in demand, like you've got it all sussed out. You feel secure in your business. Fully booked makes you feel safe. My friends used to say to me, you know, how's business going? And I go, oh, it's so busy. And they go, that's amazing. And I'd say, I know. But actually, being busy shouldn't be the goal. Okay, this is not necessarily the answer here, because a full diary actually distracts you from running the business. And that's the cold, hard truth. It stops you from knowing your business. It stops you from knowing your numbers. It stops you from having a strategy that creates the foundations to grow, because you're working at the surface level stuff all the time, right? It's going in, doing the treatments, you're not doing the foundational work that allows the business to grow, okay? We simply can't grow if the roots aren't deep enough, if the foundations aren't deep enough. So we assume we're doing it right because we're busy, okay? So we think, I don't need to do anything else. I've already won the lottery here because I'm busy. And that's where the mistake comes in. All right. It's a trap, guys. They got you trapped, because fully booked means you're at your maximum capacity. When you're at maximum capacity, you can't deviate from what you're doing. It means your income is directly connected to your hours, your energy, and your physical body. And as I've talked to you, I'm quite holistic in how I work as well. I'm not all about numbers. I'm about actually understanding the emotions behind business, but understanding the emotions behind how we move our salons forward. And when you put yourself in a space of full capacity all the time, there is no space for anything else. And you need space for other things. You need space to step away from your business, whether that's to do things personally with your family, whether it's fitness, whether it's rest time, self-care, whether it's travel. We have to have this, and we drain our bodies. And this is what the salon trap does to us. And that means there's no leverage, there's no scalability, and there's no breathing room in our business. We just simply don't want that. We need that extra movement, you know, like lungs moving. We need to be able to breathe. So this means that then there's only one way to earn more, and that is work more. Get more clients and you'll have more money, you'll have more success. Work more evenings, you'll have more money, you'll have more success. Work more Saturdays, you'll have more money, more success. Squeeze people in for more money, more success, and more of just this once. When Mrs. Jones says, can you do my nails at 7 o'clock? Well, we close at 6, but yes, but it's for a wedding and I really need to be there. And you lose 2-3 hours with your family in order to go and do that set of nails, which you're not even running a profit on. Okay, this is what we're changing today. It's simply self-employment dressed up as success. And actually what happens is your body keeps the score, right? That's where it starts to show. And you experience burnout. Not a good place to be. Burnout is slow, it's silent, and it's dangerous. You have resentment to your business, to your staff, to your clients, to your passion, to the industry. Snappiness at home. You lose that cohesion that you have in your home life, because everything feels so stressful and you feel like you're having all the energy sucked out of you. And guilt, both salon and mum guilt. I mentioned this earlier. Super common in industry and within our client base. We see it all the time. So it's something we really like to work on. Now, I just want you to imagine a lovely thought, jumping on a flight to Barbados with Virgin Airlines. You get onto the plane and you might turn right or you might turn left. Now, if you turn right, you're going to step into the economy cabin, okay? I've flown economy to the States and Caribbean many, many times, but it is a hectic space. Imagine you're up in the air, the trays are down, there's food, there's people, there's chatter, there's movies, there's people moving about. And we see that as a hub. We see it as a place filled with money and movement and energy, okay? But that is not the part of the plane that makes the money, even though there's 250 seats there. The part that makes the money is the other part of the plane, the premium, the upper, the first, the business, whatever each different airline calls it. 30 to 50 seats, less than a fifth of the number of seats. That is where the profit is. Now, these are people going to the same destination that's going to have the same weather, the same flight time. They're going to take off at the same time. They might board slightly quicker or disembark a little bit quicker, but ultimately they're all having pretty much the same experience, except in upper class they've got a little bit more room and they've got nicer food and they've got proper cutlery, right? That's kind of the only differences. And I've flown upper class because I have a lot of Virgin points. So I've experienced both the differences. And when I last flew upper class to Las Vegas last year, I'd got it great price because I'd done it with Virgin points. I have a Virgin credit card. But the guy opposite me, he'd paid £7,000 to be in that upper class seat opposite me. And the seat that I had purchased originally for economy that I upgraded to upper was about £1,000. 7 times as much money to sit in that cabin at the front. So that area makes a considerably much higher amount of money, okay? All by giving them a better experience, okay? So are you running an economy salon or are you running upper class? Because I want you to think about the breakdown in your business and where you're offering these extra experiences at a much higher profit in order to put your business in a much higher bracket of profit. And that's really the goal here, okay? The industry has conditioned you to believe if I'm busy, I'm good. But we can sleep at night because we have a busy diary. We used to use a software that all the different treatments were different colors on the menu, which I think most people get on the calendar. So when we would come in, you'd see all these different colors and be like, oh, like spa treatments and massages happening, and facials happening, and HIFUs happening, and pedicures and nails and spa days and hen dos and all sorts of stuff. And it would give you a buzz, okay? But that only works if that business that you've got coming in is good, strong business. If it's not the right business, it's the fast track to a downfall, to a failure. And that's what we want to avoid, guys, because you've worked so hard to be there. So when you see the white space in your diary, I wonder what you think. And I wonder what you do. Is it a negative reaction or do you see it as an opportunity? And this is what we need to start doing. We need to reframe that space as an opportunity. When you come in and you see white space, that shouldn't be a panic. You should think, excellent. Now I can think. I have time to think. I have time to plan and strategize my business. I have time to actually work out how we're going to move forward for the next 6 weeks, what we're going to do to change our skincare brand or our hair brand, what we're going to do to start on our extension that we're going to build, what I'm going to do about recruiting a new team member. It gives us time to market our business. Do you know how many salon owners don't market their businesses? It's absolutely nuts, okay? Simply, people don't know you exist if you don't market your business. And marketing can look like all sorts of different things. It can be word of mouth that's encouraged. It can be referrals. It can be flyering. It can be social media. But there are 1,000 amazing ways to market your business. And so many salon owners don't do it and wonder why there's no business coming in. And then they're taking the poor business that isn't profitable. Gives you an opportunity to lead. If you've got a team, you need to be at the forefront, showing them how to move forward, teaching them, training them how to operate the way you want in your business. And it gives you an opportunity to visualize. You can start to see how the business could become, the life that you can create off the back of the vehicle that you already own. That's when the magic really starts to happen. But if you never create the space, you never become the CEO and you stay the busiest employee in your own business. We do not want that. We do not want that. Now, here's the brutal truth. If you cannot run your salon and make money in it without working 35 to 45 treatment hours a week, Don't own a business, guys. You've got a job and you've got overheads. That should be enough to make you stand up and think it is time for change. Who's guilty of that? Who feels like that? I wonder if that's something that resonates with you. Okay, so when you're busy, it means you don't have to look at some key factors. You're not looking at your pricing structure, right? You're just writing it. You don't know if your profit's right. You don't know if the money that's coming in is going to serve you. You don't know where you're going to be at financially end of each month. Your margins. So many people run treatments at a loss. Maybe you've done that too. Your retail strategy, you should be retailing every single day. It is money, extra money in your till. Your team productivity and your leadership gaps. This is the stuff you should be looking at. When you're too busy, all this stuff gets pushed aside. Busy protects your ego, and it also suffocates your profit. And we don't want profit suffocating. We want it breathing. So I want you to answer these questions honestly for me, okay? You just think this through in your head. If you don't want to put it in the comments, I understand. Are you mostly focused on filling your diary? Is that your core focus each week? Just fill the diary, fill the diary, fill the diary. Does white space make you panic? Do you see it as a negative? Do you feel like you're in constant production mode in business? So you're always just producing everything, making everything happen. You're the person who's doing everything. And are you working really, really hard, but the profit doesn't match the effort? That's a big kicker one. But if yes, you're not failing, don't worry, you're just running industry default. Okay, this is the industry default. It's what we've been taught, it's what we've been trained. It's what worked once upon a time, doesn't work anymore. So today we are going to change all of that. Now, Valerie said before working with Hollie and Ryan, I felt stuck and didn't know how to take my business any further. I was hovering around 50% booked and relying purely on myself. Now I'm consistently 65 to 75% booked with quality business, and I'm more motivated than ever. And I'm only 5K away from matching last year's total with months still to go. Accountability, support, and clarity has been a game changer. Thank you, Valerie. Now, this is the reframe that changes everything. What if the goal isn't full in your business? What if the goal is profitable? Do you imagine worrying about profit? Which, when we change this, we change everything, and leads me seamlessly into secret number 2, which is the one number you absolutely must know in your business or you are running blind. Here's a question for you. Do you know your true profit per treatment? Do you have any idea what that number is? You are not running your salon if you don't know your true profit per treatment, right? You're guessing. We don't want to be guessing. We need to know exactly where we stand, okay? I wonder if you've ever said something like this. I'm just not a numbers person. Do you know how many of my clients have said that to me at one point? Yeah, but I don't worry about the numbers. You know, it's just not my thing. I'm not really a computery person. I'm very much about, you know, the doing the hands-on stuff. I don't really worry about the numbers, right? This is what people say to me all the time, okay? I'm creative. I'm a people person. I'm not good with numbers. And that lots of people aren't, okay? I'm not talking about cash flows and forecasts and really, really complex stuff here, right? But these can be really, really dangerous statements. When you don't know your numbers, you price emotionally, okay? And we are an emotionally led, heart-led industry. So we might price literally based on what the 3 local salons price. Okay, we don't know their numbers. We don't know their costs. We don't know their profit levels. We don't know their lease prices. We don't know what we pay for their products. That is all impacting what your pricing should be, not what the local salons do. You charge without a strategy. When there's no strategy, there's no business model. When there's no business model, the business can fall apart because there's no structure to it. You run promotions reactively. So you sit and you look at the diary and you think, oh God, like it's actually, I've got quite a lot of white space. I'm going to half everything because 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing. So I'm just going to do half price massage for the whole week. And then you're simply educating your client base to ask for cheap and expect cheap treatments and experiences that aren't bringing you in a profit. And you make hiring decisions, hopefully, as well, because you're not understanding what that person can bring into the business and if that's going to work financially for you. So this is the one number that changes everything, and that is true profit per treatment. And I'm not talking about, oh, well, the brand that I use says it costs £15 in products and I'm charging 60, therefore I make £45 of profit. You do not make £45 of profit, because there are so many other factors that you have to consider. It's not the price on the menu. It's not the revenue on the report. Profit, okay? When you take into consideration everything else that needs to be paid out, when you consider your costs around your accountancy fees, software fees, your laundry, your rent, mortgage if you have one, insurance in your business, your telephone costs, your administrative costs, your internet costs, your telephones, your staffing costs, your product costs, your uniforms, anything that you outsource, your social media platforms if you outsource them, anything you use in your business, that needs to be considered when you're working out your numbers. That is what determines your profit. And when you know profit, you know who you are, you know where you stand, and profit is power. Okay? Imagine getting in a car, right, and that not being there, right? Imagine that disappearing, they're having no dashboard. You don't know how much fuel you have until you're running empty. You don't know how fast you're going. There's nothing to let you know if something's wrong. There's no alerts. There's no red light buttons to say your engine's failing. Without a dashboard, you don't know how to operate that vehicle. And knowing your profit is the number one number on that dashboard, and that's what you need to know. So it might be that treatment that you're charging £120 for, it's actually making you £18 an hour or even less. I've seen people who are running at a loss, who are doing a treatment and it's costing them more in overheads than they're charging the client. They're actually going backwards by doing treatments, which is totally crazy. And this is what we work so hard at shifting with our clients. Now, Selena said, since joining this program, I broke my revenue record and hit over £50,000 in a single month, up from 10 to 13 previously. More importantly, my days are easier, less stressful. My clients are better. My staff are happier, and I'm making more money doing work I actually enjoy. This hasn't just changed my business, it's changed my whole life. Massive win from Selena there. But once the truth is out there, sound like the X-Files, you can't unsee it, okay? When you have that clarity, you create the confidence in your business. It's the CEO shift, okay? Therapists focus on delivering treatments well. CEOs focus on designing treatments that deliver profit well. That's the big difference. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog snoring. He's under the table where I'm working from at the moment. Secret number 3, the accountability and community shift that makes growth absolutely inevitable. Okay, this is so overlooked and so very powerful. This is the most resisted secret of all. Okay, we all say we want more, we all say we want to level up, we all say we want to shift, but the fear always is, I'm going to do it on my own because other people will tell me what to do, or I don't want to be told what to do, or if I give my power to somebody else in my business, then I'm not in control of it anymore. And these fears roll around our head, and they're totally grounded and understandable, but we're going to get rid of them today because they're stopping you. When you think, well, I built this, I can't have somebody else to talk to. I don't want to share my secrets. What if somebody steals my ideas? Or I figured this all out by myself, therefore I don't need anybody to help me. I don't need anyone. I don't want someone checking up on me. This is often the fear. These are my fears, right? I felt like, hang on, I've built this business. I don't want somebody coming in, poking their nose around, telling me what to do, which absolutely is not what happened at all. We were just giving guidance and had a sounding board when we needed somebody to talk to, somebody who'd done a lot of the stuff that we didn't know how to do, and they were able to show us. So massively impactful. Independence feels extremely powerful to us, but being on your own is really expensive because you make all the mistakes, and mistakes are costly, especially in our business. And this is the lie of self-reliance. Now, we also let ourselves off the hook. I want you to picture a week that suddenly gets really busy. Let's just say it's the first week in May, and you have noticed the diary's a little bit quieter, and you think, do you know what? This is a great opportunity. We need to do a price rise all year. Haven't sent an email in 7 weeks. And I really want to plan a summer promotion. Okay, and that's your plan. You think, actually, this is good. I've got a bit of breathing room. I can get some stuff done to move the business forward. And then that week just suddenly kicks off. You get loads of phone calls, people booking in. What happens, right? Strategic thinking disappears. You stop thinking about the strategy for your business moving ahead. What gets postponed? The work that moves you forward. Okay, and we let ourselves off the hook, much like you book into a gym class, or you're going to go and do a workout, you're going to go for a run, but life gets busy and hectic and we push it aside. Even though we know that work will get us the results that we want, we make excuses to ourselves that, oh, actually, we're just too busy and we're too tired and there's not enough time. And it goes out the window, but we always find time to sit and watch Netflix or scroll Instagram. Now, I just want you to picture this, right? Have you ever been invited somewhere that you really want to go? Like, I don't know, say there's a local spa opening, and it's not a competition place for you, but it's a place where you just love to go and visit, and they're doing an open night, and you want to go and see all the lovely treatment rooms they've got, and they've got this amazing wellness center, and you'd love to go and become a member. And there's an open evening coming up, right? I just want you to close your eyes for 1 second. Just imagine going alone, right, to that event. And I just want you to think about the anticipation that comes up for most people in that time. Fear. What if no one talks to me? What if I don't know where to go? What if I can't find somewhere to park? There's an anticipation around it. Not everybody feels it, but even me as a fairly confident person, I'd say I'm pretty confident, that fear is real and it's scary, right? Now just reframe that in your head and imagine going with your best friend. Imagine she's by your side. Everything changes, right? It's a night out. It's time together. You get to see your bestie. You get to have a chat and a giggle. You've got someone to stand with. It's like being back at school, isn't it? You need your friend with you to make sure you're safe. Remember when you used to get ready with your friends? You'd go out for a night out and how fun that was. I mean, I still do it now with my friends. Having a few drinks together, trying on different outfits, trying to work out what the right thing is to wear. You've got your new shoes, you want to show them off, right? And your friends are giving you the support, and you walk in and they go, wow, you look amazing, but you should borrow my pink lipstick because that will go perfectly with the top that you've got on. Or hoop earrings, as it used to be back in the day. We're going to give you encouragement, right? You're not going out by yourself. You're going out with friends, people that want you to look and feel good. Positive energy in that space, right? That's the difference, okay? That's what we seek out in our life. All the way from being young, all the way from being at school, we seek out this. Why do we reject it in business? Why do we think, oh, I don't need anybody else, I'm going to do it all on my own? And yet we wouldn't want to go and visit the local coffee shop by ourselves. Okay, we need support. There is power in environment. And that's really, really important. It's really one of the big things that we preach in what we do, because we know absolute value in the power of an environment and how it helps people to feel safe, feel supported, to feel connected to other people, particularly in such a digital world nowadays, in an AI world. I mean, people around you that are real, that understand your challenges, your growth points, what it is that you want, have maybe gone through it too. It's absolutely life-changing. Your growth ceiling is directly linked to your environment. Now just think about that again. Your growth ceiling, where your business is going to go to, how far you grow, is directly linked to those people that you're spending time with. Okay, we are the sum of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So when you surround yourself with people who are raising their prices without apology, they're saying, yeah, I've just done my 3rd price hike of the year. You think, maybe I could do that. They're implementing their strategies and they're prioritizing their business model. When they're tracking profit like adults and they're saying, no, we need to make sure that the prices are coming in here. Owners having those hard conversations. I avoided a conversation in my business for 6 months because I didn't want my team member to react to me. It was only because my mentor told me, just go and have a conversation with her and say this. And it was absolutely fine, but I overthought the whole process. When you see owners scaling past your current normal, this again, huge one, because we have a set standard in our head of what we can charge and what we can achieve. And then we see other people who are just the same as us, and they're surpassing what we dream of easily. You start to see that it's possible for you. Extremely, extremely powerful, and your standards shift automatically. Now, high-level salon owners, they don't compete with each other. They elevate one another. Super, super powerful place to be. So it's 10 p.m. at night. You're sat at home. You're stressing about something, staff member difficulty or some worries or something. You're overthinking your business. Who do you ask when you need advice? Who do you go to? This is why having an environment is so incredibly powerful. Something we offer, but that's not the only option available to you. But find an environment to be in that gives you the right people that know how to answer your questions, that know how to work with you. Now, this is the inevitable growth formula. This is how you shift your business, right? You need your clarity of numbers. You need to know how your diary runs for you. Okay, so we need to know that if we look at that diary, that everything that's booking in is good quality business, and real accountability with the right room. When you do all of this, the growth isn't optional anymore. It's inevitable, right? You grow, you make money, the business moves forward. Now, I'm just going to touch on another secret. This is something that very, very few mentors do. Okay. And I went into this process because I went through this process myself, and it was so impactful for me. Now, when we invested in mentoring many years ago, I'm talking 60,000, I think the mentoring program that we went into cost us. And this is what changed everything for us, because it allowed me the opportunity to shift back, step back in my business, understand where I was moving forward more. But a £60,000 investment, which you can imagine was terrifying. Okay, because you think, oh my God, what could I do with 60 grand? But it absolutely shifted our business. I got the strategy and the support and the community, all of that. And we did triple our turnover. Absolutely changed my business. Absolutely changed my business without question. What it changed more than anything, and what you need to do before you can even think about achieving these other things, is the mindset work. Understanding how you see yourself in the world, in the industry. That is the most powerful thing, because if you doubt your ability, if you doubt your pricing, if you doubt your opportunity, you will never move forward. You will be stuck forever, because yourself will only grow to the level that you believe it is possible. Okay, if you believe you're a tree and you're stuck in the ground, you're not moving anywhere. Okay, mindset work. Subconscious rewiring. That subconscious rewiring changed everything for me, because it's part of the mentoring program. We got hypnotherapy, and I went through the process, and it was really what inspired me to go and do hypnotherapy too, because I'd seen the changes it made in me. And it took me from believing that a small salon that was charging cheap tans on a Thursday night and rolling them out really nicely, but maybe not at that much profit, but a little bit of profit, but I was exhausted. I changed the mindset from that to no. Now we charge £900 for a facial. Now I only go into work 2 days a week. That was the power that it had. And that process taught me I was worthy of more than I was giving myself. I should charge what I was worth. And this is applied very much in our coaching and mentoring business as well. The business I absolutely dreamed of was possible. And I learned I could earn more money. Yeah, because everybody can. Not because I'm special, but because everybody can earn more money. And this is the thing. We all exclude ourselves because we think, well, I'm not special. Why should I earn more? Well, why shouldn't you? You're not special. If it's because you're not special, then you should be earning the same as everybody else. If everybody else is earning well, you should be earning well too. Okay, it's not about you being the exception necessarily. It's about you being part of the crowd that says, yes, enough is enough now. I don't need to settle for less. I want more. I learned that I could stand on stage. There's me at Professional Beauty, 2022, maybe 23. My extensions in. I love those. It showed me that I could build new revenue streams. We have multiple revenue streams in our businesses now. And it's the foundation of how we changed our business. And that hypnotherapy created a huge shift for me. Salon owners don't fail because they're bad at business. They struggle because no one ever taught them how to rewire their identity around success. And it's rife in our industry, absolutely rife. See it all the time. People who just do not believe in themselves. That's why now I'm a registered hypnotherapist, and we mix that in. That's what we bring into our whole training, mentoring, teaching, understanding. You've got Ryan's metaphorical slap around the face and my metaphorical hug. And between us, we can shift your mindset. So independence built your salon, and you are amazing to have created what you have, but community will build your empire. Accountability doesn't make you weaker. It makes your standards non-negotiable. Once your standards rise, your income follows. So today you've learned that business doesn't equal success, that profit clarity changes everything. So when you know those numbers and you look at your diary, and that's when you can go for, full diary if you want, because you can see all the numbers are really, really healthy. But if you have 3 treatments on your menu that make you £200 an hour profit each, right? Would you rather have 10 of those treatments coming in each week, or 50 treatments that are making you £1 an hour, £2 an hour profit? The maths is there, right? Totally different result. Accountability accelerates the growth in your business, and these all need the subconscious belief system to underpin it all. Okay, so in order to make those shifts, you need to subconsciously repattern yourself first, and then you can move into the state of CEO, move into that headspace. But knowing these things, living these things are very different things, because the truth is, you can leave this webinar and you can feel inspired, you can go away, you can start trying to work out your numbers, you can start looking at the diary differently, you can start working on your mindset, but you can go back to reacting tomorrow if you have to, because something comes up, because something kicks off, because there's a problem. Or you can decide that this is the moment you stop doing it alone. And you think, actually, do you know what? I'm ready for the next level now. I'm ready to elevate what I have. I'm ready to get the most out of this business and the most out of my life, because YOLO. So if this is resonating with you, if this is something that you think, actually, I could really do with this shift now, then we can help you at the subconscious level as well as the business level, which is something we uniquely do as a team with Ryan and I. We've seen pretty much every challenge that anybody could ever have in industry. So we've either lived it or we've got people through it, one or the other. And we can underpin those new mindset, subconscious belief systems that are going to get you the results that you'd like. So just give me a few minutes, because I'd love to invite you to just come and see how we could potentially help you get to that next level. I want you to have a business that gives you freedom, a healthy income, and that serves you. I mean, why are we doing this? So we can just about pay our bills each month? Or are we doing it so we can actually grow? So we can build a life for our families, for our future. We can build great pension pots, maybe build sellable assets, right? It's all doable. It's all doable because I did it with no knowledge and no experience at all. I did it with a bit of grit and a bit of help. And you can do it too. I can help you do it. Okay, so you've just heard the 3 truths that can change everything. Busy doesn't equal success. Profit comes from clarity, not effort. And your environment determines your results. Plus, nothing's going to stick if your subconscious mind isn't aligned with this, okay? It will not stick, I promise you. It just won't work, because you're going to be battling this information all the time. Subconsciously, we need to rewire. We need to train our brains to believe that the other things are possible. Everything that we think and feel has come from stories. It's all come from stories that we've grown up with, like money doesn't grow on trees, rich women are greedy, you should be a full-time mum and not at work, shouldn't put your career first. This stuff is deeply damaging, but it's just the stuff that was how we communicated. That's how probably your parents spoke to you many times. I'm fortunate. I came from an entrepreneurial background in my family, so a lot of these deep-rooted stories weren't that strong within me, because I hadn't heard them at home. I'd heard them from TV and stuff, but not from home. So I had a lot of loose beliefs that really easily moved. For a lot of you, like this is deep-rooted stuff that makes you believe you're not good enough, makes you believe you're not special enough, makes you believe you just can't have it all, because if you have this, you're going to lose this, that nothing can all be perfect. And you're always going to have challenges. You have a business, right? There's always going to be challenges, but it'd be challenges if you work for somebody. There's challenges if you work for yourself. There's challenges if you don't work at all. There's always going to be challenges in life. And if there wasn't, it wouldn't be that interesting. So you ride with them, you find the opportunities, and you take control of what you have in your life to give yourself the world that you truly dream of. Now, I want to talk to you about the Salon CEO Accelerator. It's something extremely powerful for people who want to level up in industry. As I said at the beginning of the call, it's very much for people who are already established in business. It's not a basic level program. It's for people who really want to push their business to the next level, who want to surround themselves with the people that are inspiring them and making them feel that anything is possible. It's a 12-month strategic mentorship. It's designed for established, profitable salon owners who are ready to build a business that's going to give them more profit, more freedom, stronger systems in their business, better decisions, and less emotional exhaustion. This program has been built off mine and Ryan's combined 24 years of salon mentoring and coaching, right? This is where this has all come from. It's only for the salon owner who is already doing well in their business, has a good, respectful brand, who's busy. We're not looking for people who are literally just trying to launch or get off the ground. You need to be already profitable, because you need to be able to make an investment if you want to take the next level. You're going to be at a plateau, most likely, and you probably are if you're watching this, quietly carrying too much in business as well. Very common. So we give you a program here that makes growth inevitable, right? This is not as we said, this is not theory. This is not just guessing what might work. These are systems that we're implementing with our accelerators at the moment and getting amazing, amazing results. So this is what I want to talk to you about, because if you're thinking, do you know what, I am a bit blocked, I am ready for that next level, I do want to push my business forward, then this is possibly the dream program for you. So we give you a roadmap that's going to move you forward: accountability, implementation, and support. When I say accountability, I mean having somebody who is there in your corner fighting for you and giving you a bit of just, accountability each month. Not somebody's telling you what to do. We're going to give you mindset realignment to shift your self-identity. And we're going to put you in a room that raises your standards, right? That's a powerful place to be. And I only wish that I had that when I had my spa. And I only wish that I had that for what I do now, because I don't have that. There isn't anywhere that's the right room for me to be in, but we've created it for you. Let me show you what's involved. Okay, so everybody who comes through this program, first of all, let me tell you this. This isn't a click and buy program, right? You can't just click and go, yep, okay, I'm going to come and do this, right? This is an option for you to come and have a conversation with us first, okay? Because we are not here to bring the wrong people into the room. It's really, really important. We're very protective over the space we've created. So if somebody's interested in taking their next step with us, we need to make sure we work together, okay? And this is how it works. You start off with a strategic foundational call. Now, this is your kickstarting call, right? This is a plan, and it drives your business towards your dreams, right? So in this is a really intentional call with Ryan, most likely. It's going to be a planning and strategy-based call exclusively with you. This is not with other people at this point. This is just you. It'll help you drive your business forward, and it will create a clear plan for your next steps. You can actually talk about what's going on in your business and how you want to move it forward with a plan to do that. You get private accountability sessions with our accountability coach. This is your secret weapon to your success. You get these monthly, okay? So they're consistent and they're very powerful. Private one-to-one call, again, this is just between you and the accountability coach to provide support, guidance, and keep you on plan to activate and build the dream salon business. So your first Kickstarter call that we talked about, that's where you make your plan, and these accountability calls keep things on track for you. So you don't get distracted by firefighting. You've got somebody going, no, let's pull us back here. Let's keep us on the tracks to get the results that we are looking for. With this, you get a monthly call, be working with one of our experienced accountability coaches, keeps you on track. It helps to guide you and help you stay focused. And you finally feel like you have someone in your corner. We also invite you to our boardroom. This is my favourite space. It's live twice per month with Ryan and I, live mentoring and coaching. It all takes place by Zoom in our very own digital boardroom. This is where so much magic happens. Only CEO Accelerator members are allowed. It's live coaching and mentoring, so you have the option to come up and have one-to-ones with us, talk to us through what's going on in your life, your business, your world. We'll help you. You get twice the normal support because you're getting 2 coaches with both Ryan and I. These are done twice monthly as well. And the other members jump in and help. So if you're like, hey, I need help with a new software, or does anybody know about this? You've not just got me and Ryan, but you've got the power of all the other salon owners in the room too. We've created an incredibly strong milestone system. This system has been designed to take you on a clear track to help you build foundational strategy in your business so you can then grow exponentially. It's 4 milestone systems and it's designed using our experienced mentoring framework. It's relevant regardless of salon size. So again, if you're working solo, this works. If you've got 10 salons, this works. Guides you along whether you're working solo, if you have a team. It's hugely impactful to make big leaps in business, and it helps to guide you through logical business steps for huge results, absolutely huge results. And then off the back of this, we provide you with an accelerator call as well. This is a quarterly session and it's designed to accelerate your results for the 3 months ahead. So every 3 months you have that extra boost to move you forward. It's interactive. It gets you fired up for the next quarter. It's on Zoom, accessible from anywhere. It infuses strategy and mentoring. You harness the power of the room. It's live with Ryan and me. And there's hot seat opportunities for quick and powerful help. And just to give you a heads up as well, nobody uses all of these things. Okay, you don't have to show up for every single call. It's up to you. Okay, so if that sounds overwhelming, we create different spaces for you to come and utilize to work out what is going to be best for you. For some people, they come to pretty much everything. And some, they'll just come to the boardrooms. They'll just utilize the accountability calls because they have such a powerful impact alone. You also get access to the CEO Mindset Mastery Program. This is created by me as a certified hypnotherapist, and it's designed to align perfectly with your journey to more profit and more freedom. So it's all about rewiring to Salon CEO mindset, in-depth hypnosis sessions, which are designed to shift the way you think. They're very, very powerful and impactful sessions. I know some of you watching tonight have experienced some of my hypnosis and have had great results. They're quick but intense. They can be fitted into life, and they're play-on-demand sessions to suit your schedule. So as you move through the different milestones, new ones will unlock that you can listen to over and over again if you like, to maximize your results. We've also got an amazing community of people. It's all postcode exclusive, super, super positive, all salon owners who dream big. Super supportive community. Every member has postcode exclusivity, including you. It's a space of confidentiality, and it's really, really motivational. It's just such good people in the room. I come away absolutely buzzing, and I don't even have a salon anymore. Naomi said working with Hollie, Ryan and the team was a true turning point. From my first call, I gained structure, accountability, and a support network I didn't even realize I was missing. I shifted from working in my business to working on it, setting clearer goals and building for sustainable growth. This process has given me confidence, clarity, and the belief to build my brand into what I always knew it could become. And Julia says working with Hollie, Ryan and the team has genuinely been the making of me. I was on the brink of retiring before I joined, completely burnt out and questioning everything. And now I'm fired up, motivated, planning weeks ahead, and more passionate about my business than I've been in years. It's not just changed my business, it's changed my entire life. Somebody told me I'd have to give up now. I'd be devastated. Fortunately, Julia doesn't need to give up now. She's smashing it. Okay, so there are some limits to working with us. As I said, this is not a click and buy program. We've got 73 salon owners in this program. When we get to 100, we are elevating the price quite considerably. You can't click and buy. We do that particularly because we want to make sure it's the right people coming into the space, but also that we're going to give you the results that you need. If you come to us and say, do you know what, I'm turning over this and I want to turn over this and it's so extreme and I need this to survive, it's not going to be the right program for you. Okay, we want to make sure that we're only working with people that we can genuinely help. You'll do a personal application call with Ryan, so he'll actually take you through the program yourself. Okay, so let's talk about the investment. This is a very important element, something you need to know about if you're thinking about joining. If you were to replicate this level of support privately, so if you employ this privately, you went to some other mentors, business coaching sits around about £1,000 a month mark. High level masterminds are usually £1,000 to £3,000 a month. Mindset performance coaching is about £150 a session. And Ryan and I charge, if we work independently, with £300 an hour. So all of this is included, okay? Not at those prices. All of that is included in the whole program for you. You get the business coaching, the mastermind, the performance coaching accountability, and also access to Ryan and I as well. Now, our coach was £60,000 that we had, and worth every single penny, because the way he helped us to elevate our business was absolutely phenomenal. We have been told by our coaches we should be charging £25,000 per year for this program because the power and impact it has. It's not £60,000 a year though, so don't worry about that. And it's not £25,000 a year. We even provide a monthly payment option if needed, because we know for some people, they need to integrate that into the elevation of their business. And we're totally here for that. For us, it's about having the right people in the right space who are actually going to get the amazing results that we know we can get them, and are just going to absolutely outshine all of their investment and build this fabulous, fabulous business that just keeps generating this healthy income. The Salon CEO Accelerator is $4,997 for 12 months. Okay, that is the price of the program at the moment. It will be going up when we hit 100 members. Now, if this program helped you to increase profit by just £500 a month, it pays for itself. And I can assure you, the chances are it will absolutely do that many times over. But I can't make any promises. However, we do promise that if we don't get you the results that you want, that are set out, we will continue working for you, with you for free beyond your 12 months if we haven't got you the results that you want and you have shown up for the calls. That is our promise to you. So you don't enroll today. There's no enrollment, no click and buy, as I said. It's about a conversation because we're protecting our space. So in order to join, I will just have that application to join, which is something we can do for you super easily. I'm just going to put that into the comments for you now. And of course, if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments to me now. I've put that in there. All it is a conversation at the moment. Conversation with Ryan to speak to him and see if this might be the right program for you. It's not the right program for everybody. It's not the right space for everybody. It is for the people who really want that next level. So if you've got to that point in business, you're hitting that ceiling and you're thinking, what am I going to do next? How do I go from where I am to where I want to be? Which I would imagine will be a lot more profit in the bank each month, a lot less stress in the business, and a lot more time off, or just freedom and flexibility to take that time off if you want. The whole point of the program is to help you identify the goals that you want in your business, right? We're not going to tell you how much we're going to make you each month, because that's down to you. Every model's different, whether you're independent, whether you have big teams. But it's about identifying those things, identifying what's stopping you, putting a plan in place and elevating and escalating your business forward. So the application link is there in the comments. If you want to have a chat with Ryan, just fill that out. There's no obligation, but having a conversation with him might answer a few questions and you can actually see how we can personally help you bring your business to life. So thank you for coming and spending your Monday evening with me. It's much appreciated and it's always lovely to see you all. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sending big love to everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day and I'll catch up with you all very, very soon. Thanks, everyone.